Hi everyone, welcome to R Bits, where we learn about R a little bit at a time. So for this very first episode, I'm going to go over the very basics of using R, which is getting it up and running on your computer and figuring out how to use RStudio. So what I have open here is actually the base version of R. So maybe if you're very familiar with programming, this will work fine for you. You'll just see what looks like a blank page and some code, but I am recommending that you use RStudio. So let's jump over to that. So here we are in RStudio. The first thing that you notice right below me here on the bottom left is the console. So this is where you'll be spending a lot of time, especially when you're first learning R. So you can type things in to the console and R will do things. This is also where you'll see output if you're getting the results from an analysis or if you're printing out information. So this is something that you'll use a lot of the time. Basically, you type things in, things come out. The next thing that you'll see over in the top right is what's referred to as the environment. So right now this environment is empty because I'm not doing any analyses right now. I haven't pulled up any data sets. But when you do open data sets or create variables or whatever you make in R, those will appear up here. So you'll have a list of everything that's going on. So maybe you created a variable a few minutes ago and you think to yourself, oh, have I actually done that step yet? You can look over here and say, yes, okay, I already have that part done. So this is a good way to keep track of what you're doing. It kind of helps make sense of it. So whereas you have the console part, basically the same type of thing in RStudio, you also get to see a summary of what you're working with in your environment. There's also some stuff down here in the bottom right that is the files that are available in your folder. And so right now I have the folder set up as a specific R folder. Whatever folder you have that set as would be listed right here. You'll also see there's a few other things. You're not going to be using all of those, so you don't need to worry too much about those, but I will go through a few other things that you'll probably want to be familiar with just at the start. So you'll see above console, there's this thing called source. So you can click on source, and this will open up here. And this is where you can write a script. So you can type in a whole bunch of lines, and it's not going to run anything. So as you get more familiar with R, you'll probably end up writing scripts, and it's a good idea to make a script for all of your analyses after you figure things out. But as I said before, when you first start out, you're going to be working more in the console. So it's probably going to be looking more like this. So if we maximize it, if you're just trying to figure out how to run analyses, things of that sort, you'll be spending a lot more of your time down in this area. Over in the top right, the environment is the first thing that comes up. You can also look in the history by clicking on this. And so this will tell you all of the different analyses and all of the different functions that you've used in R, going back for a few hundred different commands that you've used in R. So if you want to look back, okay, I think I ran something yesterday, you can usually find it here. And then down here, there's also a few other things that are useful. So let's say that you create a figure or a graph of some sort. When you create a figure or graph, rather than it coming up in the console, it'll come up here under plots. And so there's this box here where you'll see any of those graphs or any pictures that you create in R. And next to that, you see packages. And if you are not familiar at all with R, you don't know what packages are yet, it's basically add-ons that you add different functions in addition to what comes with R. So it's basically an extension on R that you select and you download, and then you're able to do a bunch of other stuff that is not in the basic R package. So thanks for tuning in for this episode. I'll continue on with the next episode, and I hope you'll join me there.